What's up, guys? Just got back from the Night Monkey screenings. I got this poster right here at Walmart, $99. There's only one of these in the whole entire world. And yeah, it was low stock. But yeah, pretty cool movie. I mean, it's basically about this middle-aged Spider-Man who goes on to fight the Sinister Six. You know, you've got Rhino, Scorpion, the Shocker, Big Wheel. And yeah, it turns out that Dr. Octagon is actually the villain. Oh, whoops, accidentally spoiled that. Anyway. What's going on? How's it going? It's your boy.
Yeah, boy!
So if you didn't know, I just watched Spider-Man Far From Home starring Tom Holland as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, and Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. And I guess my prediction was right about what Mysterio's goal was in this movie. Or my prediction of someone else's prediction. Anyway, interesting thing is, I saw a fan theory in the comment section of the trailer talking about something like Mysterio actually created those giant monsters and tries to defeat them himself in order to outshine Spider-Man and somehow put him in a bad light. I mean, I don't know, something like that. I want to first say that this movie was awesome. Marvel never disappoints. I had an absolute blast watching this movie, and it didn't feel boring or dragged out at all because there would always be something happening. Even if it isn't action, it would be Peter trying to get with MJ and him figuring out who he is, what's important, and becoming the next Iron Man. And I like that because it's these character building moments that can relate to people, that make the movie much more than just action after action. And that's the thing about this movie, there's not a whole lot of action. Most of the first act of the movie was about just high school stuff, relationships, stuff that you see in high school dramas. But I mean, it was interesting, it wasn't really boring at all, and there were some very humorous scenes. And it was great to see them travel to Europe and the things that they would do over there. It's like almost every travel nerd's wet dream, and I like that. I mean, I like how this Spider-Man movie feels like the biggest Spider-Man movie to date. It's not just New York City this time, they actually went somewhere exciting. You know, London, Prague, Venice. I just went to Europe not long ago, so it was really cool to see it again. But I feel like most people go to see Spider-Man or any other superhero movie for the action. And I feel like this movie had plenty. Even if the beginning was a little bit slow paced, I feel like it had just the right amount of action. And oh my god, the action sequences were so good. But that's to be expected. I mean, it's Marvel. There's one scene in this movie that I'm not going to spoil, don't worry, but it had huge Evil Within vibes. If you don't know what the Evil Within is an action survival horror game where there are a lot of crazy and what the fuck moments. And one of the scenes reminds me to that game. It's probably one of the best action sequences I've seen in a long time because it really shows Mysterio's deceitful nature. This is a movie where it feels a lot longer than it is. I mean, it's kind of like the same as Homecoming, where you expect it to end, but it goes on for another 40 minutes or so. But I'm not really complaining. I mean, it's fine. It's not like it drags on. I want to see more of Spider-Man and what he does. This movie does a great job at showcasing Mysterio as a character, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal performed extremely well. He was great to see. I didn't know much about Mysterio coming into this movie, so I felt like this movie did a really good job at exposing this character. But I'm a big fan of strong antagonists that are celebrated well. Just bad people that you just hate. So if I had to nitpick this movie, I would say that The movie didn't really feel like it had an antagonist until halfway through the movie. Don't get me wrong, I really like Mysterio, but I don't think he's the most menacing villain. Also, some scenes felt really rushed. Not going to get much into it, but there's this one scene where Mysterio is talking to a bunch of people, and I mean, it was just so sudden, it felt so sudden, and it took me a lot of time to process that scene, and then it was over. But yeah, other than that, this movie was awesome. Zendaya did a really good job as MJ, much better this time around, and it was great to see the relationship growth between her and Peter throughout this movie. There was also this cute romance between Ned and Betty. It kind of felt like they went too overboard with that though. I mean, it didn't really make too much sense, but it was funny because it didn't make too much sense. Flash Thompson was just, wow. He's just so different in this Spider-Man series compared to the others. He turned from a high school jock to a grand prince who's into fashion and vlogging. And I felt like this movie was packed with so much humor that they could have left some of it out, because they turned some very serious moments to humorous ones, and it didn't really make too much sense at that time. And oh my god, the end credit scenes were just so insane, and it was like a holy crap moment. So I am very excited at what is in store for the future of Spider-Man films, or just Marvel films in general. Compared to Homecoming, I would say that this film is slightly better. I mean, Homecoming did a lot of aspects better than this film, but this film did a lot of aspects better than Homecoming. I'm going to give Spider-Man Far From Home an A. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have you seen Spider-Man Far From Home? What did you think about it? Please leave a comment about your thoughts below. Like the video if you liked it, and drop a sub to help the channel out. Also, feel free to check out my previous video. Until next time.